Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Miraculous Ladybug, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hello.
Today we are talking Miraculous Ladybug, episode 16, season 2, Troublemaker. Finally, it aired after the months-long anticipation for Troublemaker. We aired in, I think, Spain and France on the same day. We'll be talking the English dub that aired in Spain, but you could potentially find the French version as well. As always, I recommend Miraculous Ladybug subreddit
Always better
and Miraculous
French.
subs. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, very eager for Miraculous subs to get back to getting the episodes up quickly. But yeah, still good in English too. And spoilers for this episode, all previous episodes of Miraculous Ladybug. We cover Miraculous Ladybug every time that it's new here on the Overly Animated Podcast. Check us out at overlyanimated.com. Search for Overly Animated Ladybug on iTunes. Subscribe there. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube to not miss any of our future Ladybug podcasts. So yep, spoilers for Troublemaker. Make sure you've seen this, and let's get into things. Delaney, what did you think of Troublemaker?
This episode was great. So at first you're like, oh, okay, it's just kind of slow and goofy, and Jagged is always a fun character to have. I really like Penny, so that was nice. But then it just gets crazy, and you're just like, oh my god, you're gonna ruin Marinette's life. They showed the pictures, and I just started like screaming. I was like, oh my god, her life's over. And they show Adrien, and I'm like, this is the best. And then they keep faking us out. They're like, oh, we're going to get one earring. Yeah. And it's like, oh, glitch. It's crazy stuff. And then I think the best part of the episode is like after they like won, we actually had like stuff afterwards. Oh, it was so good. Like she just starts sneaking around. It was so good.
Yeah, that last scene. Definitely going to talk about that.
Yes. Oh, it was just a great, fun episode. And Penny was like weird, but like the villain was weird, but cool. And Hawkmoth wasn't nearly as dramatic as he usually is. So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but it happened. I really enjoyed it. And Marinette's parents are great. So it was great to have them in the episode. Her mom went like kung fu. I was going to like beat the crap out of Jagged Stone. So that was great.
Yeah, it's a big episode for Marinette's parents. Yeah. They're about like, the broom swinging thing. That was
it was so good.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. April, what do you think of Troublemaker?
I really liked this episode. It was like reminiscent of like season 1, but not in a bad way, because I was like immediately I was like, well, I know who the villain's gonna be.
Right.
Like it was like right off the top. And Penny is just so adorable with her cute little pink hair and everything. I thought she was wonderful. And that she's Jagged's assistant of all the people. Like, how does she handle that? Like, no, like, how has she not been akumatized earlier? I just don't understand. But then the whole like they're in her house and in her room, and I was freaking out. And like I found this, or what is it? Like I got a screenshot of like Adrien's face, like after they show all the pictures in Marinette's room, and I was like, this is the best face ever. He looks like he just saw a ghost.
Like he just died.
Yeah, like he died just a little bit on the inside. But Troublemaker was fun, and props to her for like being, I guess, the closest to actually having the miraculous than any villain ever. Hawkmoth was super underwhelming, and I was a little bit sad because I just live for all of his terribleness, I guess. And like, what was up with Tikki? There was so much Tikki in this episode, and she was like all over the place, and I couldn't. And she was, I don't like Tikki. Tikki creeps me out.
Shots fired at Tikki.
Is it shots fired? I think every podcast there are shots fired at Tikki.
I feel like I'm the one that's supposed to be the shots fired at Tikki person.
It's true. But the end with her was a little creepy.
Yes, the end especially. But also, there's like one part where she's what is it? She's like in the bedroom, and then like while they're filming, and then all of a sudden she's in Marinette's purse, and I was like, how did you get down there? Like you were legit just upstairs. Like I just watched you go hide behind the computer screen. So
that's true.
Yeah. So I was really bothered by that.
Maybe she can teleport.
Yeah, can she teleport? Wow, we cracked the code on Tikki.
Figuring it out. But yeah, all of the like it was just a good moment, and Chat was just laying it on thick, which was great. He was like season 1 all over again, but Ladybug was into it this time around. So she acted like she was annoyed, but she wasn't.
Oh, okay. We'll debate that. Yeah, to a certain extent, into it.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 thumbs up on Troublemaker so far. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I don't think it's like a super standout one from the season so far. I think for context, its production number is 205, so I think it's supposed to be aired earlier in the season. And it does feel like earlier season 2 episode. But this is a big episode for Adrien, like, knowing that Marinette likes him. Presumably he does after this, although we'll debate, because he says that he buys Marinette's terrible explanation at the end of the episode. That
They're both so stupid.
I'm just really into fashion. Like,
yeah, I was like, really? This is the worst excuse. And he's like, oh, well, you should just come to my fashion show. Like, I hate you. Like, y'all are dope. So dumb.
I think he knows, and I think it's a big step towards them dating as people.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Like, he invited her, and he was specifically watching her show, and he saw all the pictures.
But so it also, because you said this was supposed to be like earlier in the season, but we're only just now getting it. But that if they had aired this episode earlier in the season, that would make like all of his being super warmed up to her, like for the season thus far. Like that would make a lot more sense if this was like kind of like supposed to be like the turning around episode, and then because we like see them like hanging out as like Adrien and Marinette like way more, so it would make sense if this had aired earlier in the season, I think. So it's a little bit ill placed now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I think we can look back on season 2 and potentially, and just because it is a 205 production number, it doesn't necessarily mean it's intended there in the 5 slot. The intended order could be differently, but as much as we can determine intended order, probably supposed to be earlier. We could maybe look back on season 2 and say that Adrien has some idea that Marinette likes him for most of the season. And I don't think it's supposed to be like this big turning point in this episode, because they like know that they're going to air out of order to a certain extent. So I think that it's just supposed to be, this is one major like event out of a sequence of events that leads to Adrien knowing. Like, we've had some other things before where we're like, wow, Adrien probably knows now. So I think this is just like maybe the biggest in a sequence of events. And I think that we've gotten this dual thing where Adrien knowing Marinette likes him as people, and as superheroes, Ladybug knowing that Cat likes her. We got a lot of that too. So those have been 2 of our headlines this season, I think, and this is a big episode for the first one. I love the last scene. Yeah, that's the highlight, is the Adrienette's final scene. And there's also some good stuff with them as some Lady Noir scenes fighting Troublemaker. I thought was a fun villain. Although I think ultimately the first half of this episode is underwhelming. Although I like Penny, so I'm fine seeing 10 minutes of just Penny dealing with stuff. But it doesn't make for like absolutely exciting television. But it was also nice to see Jagged again and the whole crew, because I don't think he's really been in the season up to that
Jagged
point.
is such a sweetheart. Like, he's so dumb. Like, he goes upstairs and he's like, he's not mean. There is not like a mean bone in Jagged's body. He's just like, oh, do you want me to sign this for you?
Yeah.
Like, totally glossing over the fact that he just ruined her life.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Right?
Yeah. Are we shipping Jagged and Penny?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was a big...
hug, Penny was like, I'm never leaving.
Yep.
He's like, I will be your assistant for forever.
Even though she really should not be. That would be better for her if she was not. But
no, because he's literally a child and he can't do anything.
With a pet
also,
crocodile.
why is he crazy? Like, he wanted his breakfast served by polar bear. You live in France. Where are you going to get a polar bear?
Like, calm down.
It was the zoo, probably. But yeah, it's they could get a pony.
I'm going to look this up. Do they have polar bears in the French zoo?
It's a good question. Even so, I don't think that solves the issue. I don't think the zoo's gonna let the polar bear out for that. But
no.
It's Jagged is ridiculous, and of course Fang is back, our favorite character.
When he got out, I was like, oh no.
No, all he wants to do is play with his soccer balls. And That was what was happening in the back. He had a soccer ball in his mouth. And then later Jagged is like throwing soccer balls and he's mad about the reality show idea. And it's like, oh, those were for Fang. just keeps like 10 soccer balls with him at all times for his crocodile. That's what the show is. So
it's so great.
Okay, so let's dive into this last scene, I think, with Marinette and Adrien, because this is the most affectionate I think we have seen the two of them as humans.
Like flirting was like level 12. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So Marinette's like, you know, those pictures, they weren't what you thought. She says, totographs, grotographs, classic Marinette stuttering.
Also, he was like waiting for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He was like, I'm going to be late to class on purpose.
Yes.
Yep, waiting at Marinette's locker. And then she's like, it's not what you think. And then he's like, are you lying? And like gets right in her face.
That was the best. Oh my God. I
So
was like,
good.
this is the best part.
Yeah, it's like, Adrien is maybe not stupid. He's just nice. He's just not trying to.
Right.
Yeah, but he knew. And, yeah, so what do we think about that? Then he's like, I was just kidding. You know, that's valid. And yeah, you want to come to my fashion show. Do we think that, Adrien was just being nice when he said, just kidding? Or does he buy it?
No, he doesn't buy it.
No, I feel like he doesn't buy it, but he's also stupid. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I in my heart
They both
of
make me so tired.
I want him to be that smart, but he's not going to be.
It's not even that smart. It's just very basic levels of intelligence.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, they hang out with each other every day as superheroes. They can't figure that out. So
okay, yeah, they're really just stupid people. So,
also, why was he not concerned about where Marinette was whenever, like, all of this was taking place in her house? Like, no one questioned where she was this entire time.
She's like, I'm hiding in the bathroom. Yep, that was enough. And I love when they're like going to swing away after they're on.
And she swings back.
And she swings back. Yeah.
It's so good.
That was really fun, actually. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Adrian's like leaning up into her face. Are you lying? And then they're like,
oh, it was so good.
They're a few inches from each other. And then after that, he puts his arm around her. Yeah.
So cute. Yeah. So cute.
Marinette's very nervous. And
they're going to go from friends to best friends to dating.
Wow.
Yes.
That's how it works, Dylan.
We're gonna finally get on the trope. Like, we've been avoiding it all this time.
That's how it works. Yeah, this season is friends. Season 3 is best friends. And then season 4 is still not dating. Season 5 dating. Okay, we figured it out.
Yep.
And then we get like a close up, and he's like leaning into her even more. And yeah, they're very close to each other.
It's so
time.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm glad you're my fan. And I'm like, wow, Adrien, wow.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you as one of my fans. I guess that's like a line. It's like a line designed to like affect Marinette, but I'm not a big fan of that line.
I hated that line. Like, it would have been.
It was like, and then there's like the look on his face, and I'm like, this is the worst. Like, go away.
It comes across very like pompously. Yeah, it's
yes,
but it's. I mean, he didn't intend it that way. It's just It's like a female perspective romance drama like type of line. I guess the show typically doesn't do that type of thing, but it was a good moment. He says, Marinette says, I'm so not into you. I mean, sure, I'm interested in you, but not in that way. Ha 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 ha. Yeah,
that's exactly what I did.
the ha ha ha. She says immediately after. It's great. I love that.
It's so good.
And then he invites her to the photo shoot. It'd definitely be more fun if you were there. And she screams, "Yes, yes!"
It's so good.
I love this line read in the dub. She says, "Yes,
yes."
It's like really, it's really horrible sounding.
It's so good.
Do you want to come? Yes, Marinette.
Yes,
yes.
Stop having a stroke, Marinette. Like,
yeah. And the best part is when Tikki like immediately roasts her afterwards and is like, "Yeah, you got some sentences out." That was the best.
Yeah, Tikki says, and you totally managed to get some normal sentences out too.
Just roasted her alive.
Like, that's not funny. And then they're both laughing. Yeah.
No, it's like that's hilarious.
I actually, as the biggest Tikki anti-stan, whatever that's called, I think that this is the funniest Tikki's ever been in the show.
Tikki just like killed her, just absolutely
The
roasted
entire
her alive.
episode.
No, for real. Like when she's like freaking out and like in the fetal position, Tikki's like, "It's gonna be okay." Like,
Yeah. So earlier in the episode, Marinette's freaking out after they saw the pictures, and she says, Tikki says, "It's okay. It was live anyway, so there's nothing you can do about it." Like,
yeah, that's she goes, "It's live television." And she just freaks out again. It's so good. Like, Tikki, you suck.
I actually love that line from Tikki because that's like it's like the logical thing to be saying. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, but she's just
so
totally
funny.
she totally doesn't understand human emotion because she's an immortal, weird, super thing.
What is it? I also really enjoyed whenever like Marinette's freaking out and she's running up the stairs, and Tiki's like, "Well, don't you want him to know?" Like,
Yeah,
no.
it's so good.
Yeah, that's another great.
Also,
sequence.
I love how it takes like 20 minutes for her to run up the stairs. Like, it's like, oh, more stairs.
Apparently we had a extensive layout of Marinette's house, and this
Yes.
the floor 1 is the bathroom, and then Marinette's is above that or I guess floor 2, floor 3. Yeah, that was kind of it seemed like a lot of stairs for their tiny thing. But as April said, Marinette says he's going to see all those photos and figure out I'm in love with him, and Tikki says, "But isn't that what you want?" Marinette says, "No, not like
So
this."
good.
Not like
So
this.
good.
Yeah, Marinette, everything would just be simpler if you just said, "Oh yeah, have all those photos up because I like you." Like the show would move a lot faster, Marinette.
It really would, because Adrien would never talk to her again after that.
Yes,
What? No.
exactly.
No, Adrien would say, "Oh, I like you too." That's what he would say.
No, this would make great drama for the show, because Adrien would just be like, "Oh, that's kind of weird, Marinette. I don't know if we can be friends anymore." But then, like, he's still falling in love with Marinette because she is Ladybug and he is Chat. And then eventually they reveal identities, and he's like, "What? No, like, you're really creepy."
Okay, your way is
I like April's idea.
your way is much more dramatic, but
love it.
Adrien would not say
That's
you're
not
really
what,
creepy.
Dylan? Do you
You're
not
really
want
creepy.
Okay, and that sounds more fun. But Adrien would totally say like, "Let's go on a date." I don't know if he'd had the courage to say that, but like he'd be receptive. I think. Like, clearly Adrien is not that phased to people having pictures of him up, despite his like what face after he saw Marinette's room.
That was
Yeah,
so
like-
great.
He was super. No.
I mean, I just thought there was finally consequences for Marinette being a huge creep.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's true because
Like, Marinette, you deserve this. You're a giant creep. Like, oh my god.
we've laid off it this season, but especially in season 1, Marinette has Adrian's schedule written down, has this whole like Helga stalker board type thing going on, which
Yeah.
apparently she leaves out in the public, like her photo montage of Adrien.
It's
Like,
just in her room. Her parents could go in there at any moment.
yeah, do her parents just not check her room, or do they like, or do they just know about this?
They're
Does-
just like, our daughter is kind of weird. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, we've accepted her.
I think probably that one, yeah. They would accept it. Yeah, and she's still, even this season, even though if it's toned down, she's still kind of weird about it and should not be this invasive into Adrien. And now just the solution is stick a camera into her room, and everything goes to crap. Because
Also, where was Alia this episode? Because I feel like she would have immediately, like, normally
Yes.
would have been like, "Girl, I just saw your bedroom on TV."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we see her at the end with Nino when Marinette's sneaking, but yeah, we should have seen Alia's reaction to this. That would have been great.
Or like Alia would have been there and been like, y'all are doing the camera angles wrong.
That's true. Yeah,
you're not truly capturing the essence of Marinette's stalkerhood. Like,
Yeah, where's Alia's expose on Marinette's
Honestly.
creepiness? Yeah. Okay, so that's true. This is a little bit cathartic with considering the creepiness from Marinette. Maybe this will encourage Marinette to take all the photos down. No,
Please.
because they're still there later in the season, right? They're-
yeah, she gets new pictures. Like,
Oh yeah, this no one will notice.
of Adrien, not like new pictures overall, just new pictures of Adrien. She's
Yeah.
like, I obviously have to burn all of these, but she doesn't. She hides them somewhere else.
She brings out her second set of pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has to rotate them out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, back to and then the ending scene. What do we think of Marinette sneaking around with like her?
That
Bending
It was
pose.
great.
so
I loved
goofy.
it. It was so stupid and it was the best.
And the music just made it even better.
It was so good.
Yeah, it is very, very silly. That whole ending sequence I thought was the highlight of the episode. But we also have some other romance stuff. We had Kat after Lady Noir, after they beat Troublemaker. He says, "I already know who you are. You're the girl of my dreams." Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was like season 1 chat all over again.
And then she's like, "Don't call me Bugaboo," and I was like,
yeah,
and then he does again, and she doesn't say anything.
Does he say it again?
Yes, I waited for it. I was like, he's gonna call her it again.
Okay, so let's talk "Don't Call Me Bugaboo" because she hasn't said this in a long time, and we thought this was evidence that she was coming around to Kat because she isn't pushing back on stuff like Bugaboo anymore, like in season 1. But here she says, "Don't call me Bugaboo."
I think she was just being defensive because her greatest secret was spilled all over TV. That's how I interpreted it.
So you thought she's like on edge, like just in general. Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Especially like when they're in her room and he like picks up photos and she's like later. And this whole time I was like, he's gonna figure it out. And then I was like, why did I think that? They're stupid. It's never gonna happen.
Let's talk about that because Adrien as Kat is in Marinette's room with Ladybug as Marinette, sees the photos of him, and pieces nothing together.
Like he kept his cool. First off, like. Yeah.
But there's a lot of photos.
Yeah, right? Like, I didn't know there were so many photos of me lying about.
Yeah. It's a lot of pictures, he says. But nope. So I thought that Bugaboo line was notable because we hadn't seen much of that this season. I think it makes sense with her emotional state. But, I wonder if that's just because it's supposed to be earlier in the season. So it's more like season 1 Marinette in terms of receptiveness to Kat, or if it was just because of what April said. Yeah. But I think she's still pretty receptive because she doesn't get mad at the "You're the girl of my dreams" line.
She just goes,
"Silly Kat."
Yeah, which I interpreted that as more relief, like at not being found out.
Yeah, same. Like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, so she didn't even maybe she would have gotten mad if she didn't have. She wasn't so on edge about that. But yeah, she's like, "Silly kitty," and then they found it. But yeah, it's Kat was especially cat-like in this episode. He does a lot of puns too.
I hate him.
He says he comes to the bakery and immediately says this will be easy as cake. And then I
didn't realize we were gonna break bread together.
It. He just Yeah,
he can't open.
He shows up and he's like, "I'm so cool" in front of all the reporters, and then he like can't open the door.
Yeah, why do they have such like?
I know, like we've seen it before, but I don't know why.
I guess because the reinforced windows or whatever, because of Akumas, right?
Yeah, because Akumas could happen at any time, and I, for one, wouldn't want my precious bakery destroyed by some random like monster. Because I guess I don't know, like it always seems weird because I always feel like they forget about like previous like akumatized villains, but then they
I don't think they're supposed to. I think everyone remembers, but
then they always like it's like they remember, but they also forget. Like, oh well, Ladybug comes in with her lucky charm and fixes everything. So what is the point of like reinforcing your bakery? Like, unless you think Ladybug's not going to save the day one day. That's
I guess like collateral damage, Incredible style, a lot of damage that they're causing while saving the day. The insurance company comes by and is like, there's a high concentration of Akuma damage at your bakery. We need reinforced windows.
Yes.
And they're like, why would that be? Oh, no reason. That there's
no reason.
No reason.
Just like it's happened to have a lot of Akuma activity here. But yeah, that was it. Yeah, Kat couldn't open up. Then he's like to Ladybug, we're gonna break bread today. And then my favorite Kat pun later is he says, I can't touch her with a 10-foot pole even if I wanted to. Just talking about his staff. Like I can't believe we hadn't made a 10-foot pole joke before because he just has a giant extendo pole. Maybe we had and I've forgotten it, but
didn't he have another one with Plagg at his house about before he transformed? I feel like he did.
You mean he said Plagg was like
he was like your floating stomach.
Yeah. There's just like the most generalized Adrien Plagg.
Yes, tell us something we already know.
Yeah.
Well, I did like Plagg was like, are you going to put the cheese on the bread?
You don't like bread. Get out of here.
It was so good. No, I just enjoy Plagg like being like, you're torturing me. Eat the cheese.
Yeah, we're back to that's all we see Plagg from. Plagg moment. He says, "Looky there, another secret admirer." When Adrien sees the pictures on the TV, yeah. Does Plagg know who Marinette is?
I don't think so. He's useless.
No, he knows of Marinette because there was that episode. Oh, which one was it? When they were in the shipping container. And
Tikki and
Plagg,
right. Yeah, Tikki and Plagg were like, oh crap.
Yeah, I think this might have been before that, but I don't know if Plagg knows anyway or not. But yeah, because Plagg could have been like, oh, look, another secret admirer, Adrien. Look at who's she? Could have done that, but I don't know. It's just Plagg, so he doesn't really care, probably.
No.
Yeah. Let's talk Troublemaker, because I thought she was a very effective Kumatai's villain. This thing of as the show, the dub calls it touchable, untouchable, but like her being able to like not be touched and being able to go through things and also invisible, right? I think
yeah.
Even though that's not that clear. But yeah, that just lets her sneak up very easily on them. And then she apparates back into, touchable form. And then she takes the Miraculouses and she like almost gets them immediately and several times. So this was, compared to some villains who never even come close to getting the Miraculous.
You don't even realize what the Miraculouses are.
Yeah, some of them don't even care about getting them. She was, on the ball very quickly.
She was also, I guess, like, I thought she was cool, but her, I guess, like, villainry was very, like, childlike, because it was like, oh, I'm going to trip people, and, like, I'm going to touch them and make other people think they were touched. And I was like, girl, you have so much potential. Like, what are you doing in this bakery still?
Yeah, the shtick is that she's always solving everyone else's problems, so she's just going to cause random mischief now for people. Yeah.
Well, they're like Mischief Queen. Mischief managed.
Oh god, yeah, could have done that. But what do we think of her design?
I liked it. It was really cool. I like the mohawk.
Yeah, I liked the mohawk. I like that her design was kind of simple, but it was like I really enjoyed it for what it was, especially because she had such an awesome power. And I liked that they because Penny had pink hair, and so if I remember correctly, wasn't her like character design like pink and black and everything like that? So I thought that was kind of nice that they like took an element of her before she was akumatized and like incorporated it into it.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I think the most notable aspect of like of her compared to her as a akumatized villain is like her pen, and I thought that was really well incorporated into previous pre-akumatized, post-akumatized. That ends up being her mechanism for going touchable, untouchable, and the episode opens with her like clicking her pen, and it's just like a sign of her like nervousness at having to deal with all these things. And I think that was that's like a good representation of the struggles her character is facing and what causes her to become akumatized, and is like a great like symbolic through of her akumatized version as well. Yeah, like sometimes what object is akumatized is like, oh, like this has no meaning.
They were just holding it.
Yeah. And it was a bracelet they were wearing. Like what?
Yeah, and here I thought it was very effective.
I really liked it.
Yeah, there's the one moment where she gets Marinette's earring. We have a Dark Owl 2.0 where Marinette has one of her earrings taken off, and she starts to lose the mask or something, and then cataclysms, and she has to untouchable to get away from
Cat was cataclysmed for like.
He was like holding his hand around like he was injured.
Cat was cataclysm. I understand what you mean, but yeah. Yeah, he didn't. I guess he just keeps it there if he doesn't use it because. But are there no health ramifications for having the cataclysm active for so long?
He doesn't need to go see a doctor now.
Yeah, it's been too long. He has to go to the doctor.
Yeah, if your cataclysm is active for more than 4 hours. Yeah, but yeah, it's that's yeah. He's just because when Marinette the acting part, like so later the way they break the pen is they like act
literally like, just touches it.
Yeah, well he just jumps down and touches the pen, but they have to like draw her in. Marinette's like, oh no, I'm helpless. I only have this plate. And then
I still don't understand the point of the plate. Like, why wasn't it like here's glue?
Right. Okay. So,
Yeah.
well, first of all, let's grade Marinette's acting abilities based on D. Wow, harsh. But it tricks Troublemaker.
Well, look, these
It's 'cause
characters
everyone's
aren't smart.
In a world where everyone is stupid, isn't it A in acting in that case? Isn't it all relative?
So,
No.
like, okay, if we're gonna give her a curve, then maybe like a B or a C.
The curve.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
The acting curve in the universe where everyone is not smart.
Yeah. Well, Akuma's villains are especially stupid, I think. And yeah, it was great. So yeah, the plate. So I don't understand either why she lucky charms the plate up. It's
I thought the plate was gonna do something.
She just held it like I
threw it against the wall.
Full plate. It was a broken plate. Like it would have been more, I don't know, like affected if like it was a full plate and then she missed it and it dropped to the ground and then broke and then she was like, "Oh, super glue, got it." Like, but even then, no, just get the super glue. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so I think that it's supposed to be the plate is supposed to lead her to the glue. It's like, oh, this is a plate that needs to be glued together. Oh, glue the earring on. But you could have just lucky charmed the glue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plate seems like an unnecessary step. Also, it doesn't even do anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
So Marinette says, "Stickin' time," as she gets the glue.
Lord.
I don't know if this is a weird dub thing, but like, why did Marinette say "stickin' time" with the glue?
No one knows.
She's just being super awkward, and she glues the earring on. So do you buy that this works? Can you just glue an earring and it just cannot be taken off?
Well, I thought, no, how I understood it was that the earrings were glued on, but also they put glue on the outside of the earrings. So that's why, like, she got stuck.
Okay.
Okay.
Still though, would your hand stick to the thing with glued to the object?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be some pretty strong glue, I would say.
Yes.
How did her hair not stick to the earrings?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's like this is like it's like super glue times 10. But yeah, it was so another question: why aren't Marinette's earrings always glued on? If this is an option,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, this seems to be the only danger in how you lose is to get the earrings taken off. So just like permanently affix them to your ears in some fashion.
We're just gonna staple them to you, and it'll be great. Don't worry about it.
I'm surprised Tikki has not suggested that yet. Like, Tiki's like, this is the most practical method.
There's actually a conversation where Tikki was after this, and she's just like, "Why don't you just staple them to your ears?" And she's like, "No, that sounds painful."
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, like, are they actually earrings, or are they like fake earrings?
Well, they're Tikki, right? So they, or Tikki is the suit. Yeah. So, I guess they're earrings, right? Like, are they like actually going in like a hole in the ear? Is this the question?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
so
are they
then
real
wouldn't you have
earrings
to
or are they
take the
clip
back off? Yeah. Does she have her ears pierced?
Yeah, let's do an investigation.
I'm pretty sure the earrings have backs based on like what we've seen before, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, we need to do an investigation on whether Marinette's ears are pierced.
Okay.
I don't think the character model is going to be detailed enough to notice whether her ears are pierced, but we'll see. Yeah, so that was I don't know. I think it comes across a little cartoony with the sticking them on, but makes sense. And question: Why isn't any of the villains going for Cat's Miraculous? Why are we always?
Well, she did go for it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, didn't make that much of an effort, I think.
Well, I feel like it's just because like she can fix everything.
Right. I mean, clearly this is if you're going to get one of the two, you get this one because she's the only one that can defeat
do anything.
the Akumas. Yeah. So like we talked about this before. If Marinette's if Akmat gets the Ladybug Miraculous, it's over because that's the only one that can de-Akumatize the Akumas. So I get that, but yeah, we were focusing a lot on the Marinette's earrings between this and the Dark Owl. Yeah, it was that was still all a great scene, and the acting thing, and then they very quickly get the Cataclysm the pen, and that's it.
It was super quick.
It was very quick, but I thought it was fine. A lot of times, I think it's like a little drawn out when it could have been like there's like maybe unnecessary action sequences in there. This was very straight to the
Well, I
point.
like how contained it was because it was just in like Marinette's house, and then they wrecked her bedroom.
Yeah, I guess it's nice in that this whole episode is focused just within Yeah, the bakery.
Also, shocker, we didn't see the Eiffel Tower. I know we're all really shocked and sad.
R.I.P.
I know, yeah. When did we last see the Eiffel Tower?
Over a month ago.
It's the last time there's a new episode. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do an Eiffel Tower tracker. How many episodes this season have had the Eiffel Tower in it? That's the most important thing,
Has the Eiffel Tower gone missing? Do we need to put out a search party for it? Where is it?
That's it. That's the next villain. Is I'm just gonna steal the Eiffel Tower. Yep.
Perfect.
I'm surprised we have not done that yet.
I feel like we have.
Probably. I don't know. It's I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Other things from the episode. In order to touch us, you must become touchable herself. Okay, solid line there. Yeah. Oh, here's great. So they're holding. Oh, the other big romance moment was they're holding hands after they're like all dive for the pen, and then they Gavin and Troublemaker has it, but then Troublemaker disappears. So then Ladybug and Cat are left holding hands.
Also, okay, so first off, Ladybug was not the person to initiate that we should stop holding hands right now. It was all Chat.
He went, oh.
Yeah, she didn't even really give him a look or anything like that. He there was a solid a good couple of seconds, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't want to offend my lady." I mean, that was, let's go.
Yeah. So he says, "Oh, there you are. All right."
Yeah, that was the best. Now when he finger guns, I was like, "You suck." That was the best.
Yeah, was he doing a Matthew McConaughey? Is that he says, "All right"?
You didn't say it enough times.
Thank God.
It's a really bad Matthew McConaughey impression.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for. It was really awkward. As much as Marinette was awkward this episode, that was Cat's all right. Between that, Cat's all right, and Marinette's yes at the end of the episode,
so great.
Yeah. Let's put those side by side. But yeah, they were holding hands. It's the Lady Noir's canon, right?
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah. Right,
pretty much. It's hard for it to not be at this point.
Big Lady Noir and Adrienne episode.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. Yeah, it's I think we hit on everything else here. The photos, we've talked about this extensively. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in the beginning of the episode. Penny with dealing with the Jagged Stone stuff with the polar bear, the pony, macaroons for Fang, and then Jagged Stone kisses Penny on the cheek, and then
she's like, "Oh, yes."
It's and
Marinette's dad being super awkward and waving at the TV, that was the best.
Yeah, there's Fill My Shoes is the show that they're on. I don't buy that this is a show.
I agree with you.
I also agree.
It's a stupid idea for a show, and also it wouldn't be live. Why would you film this live? It's just stupid.
So you can catch their crazy antics.
You can just record the antics and then edit to them.
No.
But yeah, there's no reason to show this.
No.
It's thrilling live television in a bakery. Yeah, this was.
I mean, did you not see Jagged Stone as a ghost? He was spooky.
Yeah.
He was spooky.
Yeah, his reaction to the flower pour down, that was great.
Is this organic? And then he immediately starts dying.
that later too, yeah. Yeah, and Jagged Stone says, "Hey, there are more photos of this dude than there are of me. I think the baker's daughter's got a little crush."
It's so good.
Get out of here. Just a little crush.
You know who Marinette is. You introduced her earlier. Why is she the baker's daughter? Yeah.
You just said she was your favorite person. She designed your album cover.
I'm glad we.
I like how he immediately is just like, "Look how awesome she is." Jagged Stone's a treasure.
Yeah, he's really sweet this episode, even though he's too much. He needs.
He is so ridiculous.
Yeah, when are we akumatizing Fang? That's my question.
I mean, Hawkmoth akumatizes babies, so we can't be too far from just.
We absolutely can akumatize Fang. Yeah, let's.
Yes.
If
evil
we
crocodile.
can akumatize a robot, we can akumatize Fang.
Yeah. I hope that's my episode pitch. Akumatize Fang, he becomes what would he become? Some pun with crocodile in it.
It'd be like Godzilla, but it's a crocodile.
Yeah, crocodile. We did that already with the gorilla. Yeah, but yeah, it'd be great. Fang, and then the whole episode is just
this is the dual akumatization because Fang gets akumatized into a Godzilla. And then the bodyguard gets reakumatized into Gorizilla again, and it's a battle of the Zillas, and
wow, Battle of the Zillas. Okay, I could buy that as an episode. Yeah.
I feel like it's zany enough to work.
It's really not that far off from other episode concepts.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was great to see Fang back. Had not enough Fang. We had a lot of Fang in season 1, but need more pet crocodile with soccer balls. What if Fang it was on the World Cup team and for France, and then or like whatever the soccer equivalent is to throwing out the first pitch at like a soccer game, he came out and kicked the soccer ball around. Yeah,
he's their keeper.
Okay, yeah, he's the French team's keeper. Yeah, okay, I think.
I'm still buying this. Like, let's keep going.
I also think this could be an episode. Honestly, yeah, the World Cup themed episode. If only that they were capable of like putting episodes out in a time window. But yeah, no, they would not have been able to plan for that.
No, it'll be ready by the time the next World Cup comes around.
That's true. Yeah, we'll get that ready for the next World Cup. Okay.
It's like what, season 3? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so season 3, 2022. Yeah, happening. Any no ridiculous Hawkmoths moments?
It's so underwhelmed with him this episode.
He was just really hype about.
He didn't believe it. Like he's like, it's not going to happen.
It's like, what? Yes, go Trouble, get the Miraculous. Yeah, that was.
And even then, his hype wasn't that hype. Like, very disappointed in him.
He's like, yeah, you have the Miraculous, but I don't know, I've seen this before. It's not going to work out.
He's already doubting his own plan.
It's not. I can't win. I'm not going to get my hopes up. Yeah.
Man, woe is me.
Yeah, I think existential dread Hawkmoth is where we're at now. He's like, I've tried literally 50 times. It's not going to work at this point. I know you have one of the earrings in hand, but there's no way we can do this.
He's like, you did your best, but I
think I'm just going to have to go back to akumatizing animals and children now. Like, I think that's my best option.
I tried a real person for once, and it just didn't work out.
It didn't work. I just got to get you creative. What if I akumatize the Eiffel Tower next? Maybe that'll work out.
That one will. Actually, yes. We need the Eiffel Tower akumatized. It literally does nothing. Like, they don't know how to de-akumatize it.
It's like, it's not doing anything, but it like turned a different color, so we know it's akumatized now.
It's like neon green for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. That should be a comic or something. I'm just standing in front of the Eiffel Tower trying to de-akumatize it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we this is a great concept. Okay, I think that's good. Any final thoughts on the episode, Delaney?
No, I just really liked it. I thought it was really funny. There was some quality romance, just goofy moments. So it was fun. It was very season 1-esque, but kind of like all the good things from season 1.
All the good things from season 1. What were those again? No, check
yeah, it was like exactly.
No, we got I agree. It's like a good season 1 episode. April, final thoughts.
Yeah, no, it was like I wish that it would have made more sense if they had put it at the beginning of season 2, because it still would have been in line with everything that was going on. But it was still a good episode, and I enjoyed it. And Penny is still cute. Poor sweet angel.
Yeah, more Penny.
More Penny.
Great. Yeah, I thought her English voice actress was really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think good episode, mid tier-ish. But still solid. I don't know if it was worth waiting the like 6 months this episode got.
Oh no.
But it was still solid episode of Troublemaker. 2 weeks from now, Canada is airing parts 1 and 2 of the B trilogy.
OMG!
It's happening. 2 weeks.
OMG!
Style
I'm
Queen
so
and Queen
excited.
Wasp. Parts 1 and 2, but not part 3. That's coming later in the summer. That's actually what the Family Channel said. And yep. So we'll see. I don't think Eraser will air in the meantime, but that's also probably going to be aired at some point. But yeah, 2 weeks. Chloe, B happening. Chloe's mom. happening. Yep, it's very exciting. Getting into all that in 2 weeks. Let us know what you thought of Troublemaker in the comments on overlyanimated.com, on YouTube comments, and let us know your theories for the B trilogy. Come talk with us on our Discord, overlyanimated.com/Discord, and support us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to all our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Hugh, aka Hugh Neutron, and thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. Also let me know what you thought of our panel that happened last week or whatever. That was a lot of fun. I don't know, maybe we'll do a panel for this episode, maybe not, we'll see. Let us know what you thought, and thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.